Back
We'll
Friday.
get you next game.
Friday night, game
Friday.
2.
We'll be back in 2.
You guys there?
Oh yeah, we'll be there. We'll be there.
Woo! All right, thanks guys.
Thanks.
See ya.
Was that a second and a half, something like that? 2 seconds? That just tells you.
There's hockey. Well, guys talking about hockey. There's family. And here's me. I'm going downtown right now because I want to see what happens after this game. There's going to be thousands of people. Hopefully, I don't get mugged. Yeah, I'm not going in the arena. I'm just going to go outside. Bye. It is game 1 of the Stanley Cup playoffs. Edmonton Oilers, Edmonton's the city I live in, and the Oilers are their NHL hockey team. And I know not all of you like hockey, but it's kind of a big deal here because the team hasn't made the playoffs in 11 years. Let's go downtown. Here's where all the action is. In Rogers Place, right there. Been here before. It is about to get crazy down here. Okay, so I'm downtown. The arena's just over that way. The game just went to overtime. The other teams tied it up, and yeah, there's like flags on cars. We'll see what happens. If the Oilers score right now, it is going to get crazy. Everyone's on edge. Okay, so the Oilers have just lost. They lost in overtime. Be a lot of maybe upset people. I don't know. We'll see what happens.
You have to duct tape it.
Yeah, I should. Just no sudden movements, Jerry.
Okay.
That.
One day, the Inside the Lens store will have shirts that say, "I got duct taped" by Jesse Martineau.
Jesse duct taped me in his van. All right, here we are. This is Jared.
Howdy.
Jared's been on the vlog before. I'll link that up in this corner. I did this crazy thing one day. He showed up at my house dressed up like the guy from 21 Pilots.
I called ahead.
He did call ahead. I was not expecting the level at which he brought it.
I dress up.
He likes to, it's part of his commitment. It's funny because we're going to talk about that today. But anyway, here is a little clip of what we did now.
I wish I found some better sounds no one's ever heard.
Jared is a good guy.
One of the best.
Yeah, he's obviously an Edmonton Oilers fan.
I'm not just a fan that hops on the bandwagon.
When they make the playoffs once every 11 years,
yeah.
You're like all in all the time.
All in.
Yeah.
Hardcore.
When was the last game you watched?
Very first one this year was just a couple nights ago.
Which I was downtown for, as you probably saw just a few seconds ago. Jared is a very successful businessman, believe it or not. Even though the beard, I know that most people the beards aren't successful. Jared is.
I made the beard successful.
Well, that's why I grew one, because of Jared. Jared, obviously being successful in that thing, but he's also an incredible writer, aren't you, Jared?
Some would say I am a better writer than a speaker.
Than an orator.
Than an orator.
If you were a true author, you'd know that word.
Yes.
Do you know that word?
Very familiar to me.
Yes, Jared's a great writer. I mean, obviously there's people that many of you are great at many different things, but I think what we have to understand is you have a job, you have a business, a successful business in your case, and you still have this talent of being able to write. How do you work that in to all the other stuff you have to do?
It is so hard. I love writing. It makes me feel fulfilled when I have time to write, when I put something out for people to read.
Of course.
Finding time. There's so many distractions.
Okay, obviously there's legitimate reasons. You have a job, you have a business, you have a family, you have children.
Today, for example, I woke up just feeling like I'm gonna write today. I'm gonna coffee, sit down, open up my iPad, and just start writing whatever comes to mind. And within minutes, the kids are taking out Easter decorations, dropping them on the floor. My son River is asking to play video games every 3 minutes.
Now, for me, where I get to do thing that I'm actually really talented in all the time, great. And some people are like, how do you find the time? Well, it's the only time I make for anything else. This is what I do. I understand that most people that ask that question have to make time in there somewhere else. But beyond the time-making thing, beyond that, because I mean, that is valid. However, what happens when you fall into the ditch or the rut, or you just get complacent, apathetic towards the thing you really love, just to do the other things that you have to do all the time? Are you actually in that spot, or have you got out of that spot?
I would say I'm in that spot. I am struggling to do what I love. Yeah, part of it is laziness. Times when I could be writing, I choose to do other things. Netflix is a click away all the time. Certainly, like seeing you get to do what you love all the time, I see that. It does strike me as being awesome and something that I'd love to do. But the reality is, my full-time job isn't writing. Watching the Oilers game the other night, seeing the players give their interviews and how they can just focus on being a good hockey player.
Right.
They get to do that for a living. They love it. That's what I would love to do.
All right, everyone's pretty upset here. They don't like losing in this town because they've been losing for so long. Sorry, all you Oilers fans, but anyway. I'm gonna tell you a secret. I'm not really an Edmonton Oilers fan. I'm not from here. I grew up on Vancouver Island on the west coast of Canada. Thing is that my dad was a Vancouver Canucks fan. That's the team there. When I was 5 years old, my dad says to me, Jesse, you have to pick your own team because whenever we watch hockey, we need to have a rivalry. You pick the team, but you have to stay with that team forever. And so what happened was I was 5 years old. I went through the list of all the teams in the league and I saw all their logos beside their names. And I looked and I saw this one logo that was really cool because it had fire on it. And I was never allowed to play with fire, but I really liked fire. That's for something else. Anyway, so that team was the Calgary Flames. All the people that know me in Edmonton right now are probably losing their mind. Calgary and Edmonton were in the same province. For you Americans, it would be like in the same state. And about just a few hour drive between each other. And in terms of hockey, they don't like each other. And so, when I moved here to Edmonton, I'm still a Flames fan. It's kind of funny because I'm so involved in, Edmonton and people with Edmonton. I've kind of kept this as a secret. Today, that's my huge secret. That's going to be the whole intro and thumbnail thing. It'll be hopefully clickbaity enough that we'll get some action. Anyway, let's some takeaways from game one.
Remember that time that your friend bought tickets on StubHub and then you got an email saying that, hey, we sold your tickets, but we upgraded you to row 3, and then you show up and you sit next to Joey Moss all game?
No.
I remember that. Right next to him, all game.
All game.
I can die now.
No matter what happened, you always have that.
Absolutely. Right? It was an experience.
All right, what do you guys think of the game?
It's a disappointing end.
But you know what? Hey, they're a young team. Everything's gonna be okay. Just game one. It's been 11 years.
Get the
Everything's
jitters
gonna be
out.
fine. Yeah,
They got
everything's
the
gonna be
jitters.
Do you think
fine.
it was a good thing maybe in
It'll wake the
In
boys.
hindsight,
No,
it'll
no,
wake 'em up. I totally
It'll wake
think
them up.
that,
It'll wake them up
Yeah.
for sure.
Okay, well, there's some very disappointed fans out there, but I'd say optimistic. Sometimes when you lose like the first game, get the jitters out, and then you can come back in the next game and kind of forget about that. So we'll see what happens, but honestly, hoping for a little more excitement. That's what happens when your team loses. No one wants to really have fun after. So anyway, let's go. For me, like the question is that I ask most people in this position is, what do you do with the other time that you have? Because obviously, I mean, you're very good at what you do in your business, but there's this thing inside of you that is seemingly, almost it seems like you hold it in more importance at a higher place than the other stuff? What is it that has to move, that has to shift for you to actually start doing that more?
Maybe the baby tumpkinitis.
Explain baby tumpkins.
All right, baby tumpkins is when you can bleep stuff out, right?
Yeah.
Baby tumpkins is when you know you're being a baby and yet you continue to be a baby all day, every day. You kind of just coast along. You know what you love to do, yet you don't do it. That's me.
I know for a fact that there are many of you right now that are in that boat, can relate with being the baby tumpkins, because you just sit back and kind of, you know what's in you, you know what you're capable of, and you never do anything with it. This is coming off very hard and very, you're a bad person. It's not that. What we're trying to do today is encourage people to get up and start doing it, even if it fits into the half hour that you have in that day. You don't have to like all of a sudden put 14 hours a day into something. A step of 15 minutes, 20 minutes, half an hour, that you could cut something else out and just start doing it, that means something. That's a step in the right direction. I am of the strong belief that people start to feel way better about themselves when they can actually start to feel what it's like to create the thing that they were born to create.
They got bubble tea right at the entrance.
Really?
I think so.
We got some bubble tea. There's so many people in the mall today because it's holiday, and I hate it when it's like that. Can't find anywhere to park, even though it's like the biggest parking lot in the world.
We parked illegally.
Yeah, we did. And so now we have to find a place to sit. Everywhere that is a possible seat becomes a seat on a day like this.
Even garbage bins.
Yeah.
You gingerly touch our tips together.
This is the first time I've had one of these bubbly things, and the little balls, I don't know if I like that.
The tapioca balls are a little strange.
So, okay, I know that I yelled at you a little bit the first. You have to understand something, is that for me, getting people to get out and actually start to do something with what they have is what I live for. That's what I really want to do. Now, Jared here,
I'm gonna put my bubble tea down.
there's a nice way and a not nice way to help someone see how to do something important, and hopefully that came across as the nice way. Now, it depends on who your friends are and who you trust, though, because Jared here, the other night, another one of our friends, John, who you've seen on this before, he called Jared out. What do you say to you?
He hurt my feelings, but that was okay because he needed to. John sees potential in me. He doesn't want it to go to waste. I've been wasting my potential. I've been sitting around, not doing stuff, being lazy. And John says, Jared, I'm gonna tell you, you're an excellent writer, but you're being a baby sh**.
It's true. It was actually, I was there too, and it was actually pretty good.
It pushed me into action. That was just 1 week ago. I twiddled my thumbs for another week, but this morning I woke up and I started writing, and it felt good.
The thing is that when you love people, when you care about people, and you see that they have the potential to do something amazing, you want to do whatever it takes to get them to do that. And like I said, there's a right way and a wrong way to do that, but please, don't just throw it out even if it's the wrong way. Listen and start to apply that to your life, because you don't know what's possible.
Our deepest fear is not that we are inadequate. Our deepest fear is that we are powerful beyond measure. It is our light, not our darkness, that most frightens us. We ask ourselves, who am I to be a writer, a camera guy, some awesome guy with a tattoo? You are that person. You are called to be. You are powerful.
I know what you're thinking. How the heck does a 29-year-old father of 3, knife salesman, built a grain brokerage empire with one single location and close to $1 million in annual sales? One word: persistence.